Show Monday to 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, I should say, each and every week, Monday through Friday, where we discuss all things NFTs, crypto, technology, finance, the macro conditions, entertainment, gaming, and everything in between. I'm your host, Pio, here with my co-host, Nifty Nick, King Kicks, the man himself, the CEO of Crypto Raiders, Node, the host of Node Mode, Signal, the author of the Nifty Daily Digest. If you haven't subscribed to that, you're crazy. Make sure you subscribe to that. And of course, Bunny. Bunny, today your bio says that you're a very serious cartoon animal investor.
Very serious. I'm trying to take a little pivot here. I'm done with the jokes, Pio. I just want to make money now.
Okay, you're very serious. I mean,
too late, buddy. You just missed the pump.
You just missed the pump.
You think it's too late, Kicks?
Yeah, you should short everything now.
Oh, Jesus.
If someone will take your shorts, I think that'd be good. And I see Purple Guy Pod said he subscribed to the newsletter today. He's so happy about that. Glad that you're happy, amigo. Glad to hear it. That's what we like to hear.
All I got to say is after having a call with NFT Nick yesterday, you want to be on this newsletter. That's about all I can say.
Dude, Nick
legally binding, I can't say anymore. Also friendship wise, just out of respect for him, I can't say anymore. But I would just recommend, get your ass on that newsletter.
Yeah, so Kicks, I mean, so Nick, it sounds like Nick, he gave you a little bit of a sales pitch yesterday. It sounds like it went well.
A sales pitch?
I was in a situation where I couldn't scream like, "Pyah!" like I can right now, but I wanted to after that call.
I don't need to sell, dude. What great, the greatest salespeople don't have to sell, So it wasn't a sales pitch at all. I just followed DeBunny.
No way. No way.
I was feeling like it this morning. I feel like I needed some of his content in my feed, so I gave him a follow.
Nick, it's almost a full moon, so maybe he's turning over a new leaf with the full moon. Marin said something like this would happen.
Oh my God, he follows me.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Bunny, what are you going to do today now that he follows you?
I'm going to start drinking, Pio. We're going to celebrate.
Isn't it a little early to just start getting hammered?
Nah, my wife's off today. She can watch the little one. We're good, dude.
Well, Bunny, it's you got an interesting lifestyle, amigo.
It's the best day of my life.
Well, Nick, I mean, you've already done so much good in one guy's life. Did you want to introduce some members of the audience?
Yeah, I see Jason B. Hirschhorn, an award-winning NFL and CFB writer for SB Nation, co-founder of The Leap, a Packers newsletter, and PFWA member. Like I'm supposed to know what the hell that means. Other bylines at NFL.com, Sports Illustrated, SOE. He says RIP, another sports publication that I act like I should have known what the hell that is. Nobody gets your profile, Jason. It's a picture of your face. Welcome to NFT land. I'm sure you're a great writer, though. Thanks for joining.
Seems like we have sports writing royalty over here. I'm going to have to read some of his articles. We got 3ds.eth in the crowd. He's repping Bored Ape Yacht Club number 475. Then he says, produce more than you consume. Those are very wise words, 3ds.eth. Right as I was clicking off of him, Smitty the third. So his name is at DGen Smitty. He's repping a D-God. Easy. What's up with everybody repping the number 3, like the Roman numeral 3 for the D-Gods ecosystem? What's up with that?
They're on season 3, so that's been the III thing. And before that, everyone put III.
Oh, sorry. Now I get III.
Yeah, this is like
it's an early
dumb
morning,
little Zoomer jokes.
And then 3.33 is the paper hand bitch tax that they originally had. So that was
I'm 33. Should I just put 33 in my name? Because
no, don't do that. You should put 34 because you're always looking ahead, never back.
Ooh,
I'm 40 going on 41. So
yeah, you should not put that.
The markets are forward looking.
You should Nick, don't put that.
So
anyway, though, Smitty is bringing Dust Labs to a blockchain near you. Sounds like you work for Frank Smitty. Congratulations on working in Web3.
I wanted to shout out Ryan Koopmans, another non-PFP individual who happens to be a super rare artist, though. I did tweet something yesterday about us doing some stuff for artists, and I got some stuff in my DMs. Ryan Koopmans does like these murals on abandoned architectural spaces. Quite talented, very awesome work. He links to his super rare and his Instagram. Ryan Koopmans, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, Ryan Koopmans. We got Matt James in the crowd. Matt James, some of you might know him from the season, I don't know, 19 or something.
Season 2 of The Bachelor.
He was Bachelor.
In season 2, yeah, 1993 was when he was on The Bachelor.
He was The Bachelor in 1993. He's old as fuck now, as you can imagine. You can't be a bachelor when you're like 60, but the man literally dates professionally.
Whoa. Now, you can be a bachelor at any age. Age is but a number, Pio.
Okay, Nick, don't be so sensitive. Pio, could you explain it to me? So were women pursuing him on the show?
You betcha.
Yes. That's what it's called, The Bachelor.
He's emojiing 100 right now. So he's like, yeah, they were pursuing me. I wish that was my claim to fame, is a bunch of ladies fought over me. That does happen, but that's not why people know me. So, it's cool. Shout out to Matt James for joining us. Nick, do you have someone else to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to German Bombshell. She's an OnlyFans. I'm not able to view her profile, though. So, it's a great place to promote your OnlyFans content, I guess. So, good luck with that.
We got JPEG.JPEG. That's a pretty good name. He's really going hard on JPEGs. He's sporting a pretty good hexagon moonbird. Says that he's an analog digital artist. You love how people are digital artists, but they're still keeping it analog. He's saying that he's a vinyl collector, and he's also a corn dog destroyer. So, this guy's got a good diet. No New Year's resolution for him. He's still eating corn dogs.
I can't say that that's healthy. We got Papa Joe, who's a career project manager and representing for Creeps. It's so funny, the number of people representing for Creeps. I thought that was just a known rug, like sort of like Invisible Friends. That's one of those.
They're gonna add us all day now, dude. The Creeps army shows up and just tags us for 6 hours, telling us about all the money they left on the table.
God, Papa Joe,
dude, you don't understand.
The Creeps army literally put on tinfoil hats and said like Kix was in the Illuminati and a lizard person, even though their PFPs are lizards.
They called me a lizard also.
Well, that was like mildly accurate, but like the Kix one was just inflammatory.
Don't worry, they're coming out with a game, dude. They're gonna blow your mind, Nick. You're gonna be playing it every day to earn money. Fun fact though, their floor did double. Last time we talked about him was when Seed Phrase swept a bunch. I think that was in the low 1 ETH range. Last time I checked their floor price, up in the 2 ETH range. So don't fade Seed Phrase.
Okay,
that's for sure.
It was a weird move of him to sweep Creeps. Like, why Creeps? It was just an odd move.
Confidence in Creeps.
Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, look at everything that's pumping right now, right? We got Rekt Guy up solid 2x in a couple of weeks. We got Sappy Seals up at 1.5. We got Campai Pandas up at 1.5.
Crypto Kaleo's calling Sappy Seals to 5 ETH.
Well, he was right about Pudgy
we were
Penguins.
Gonna have a Santa rally. So
it was a little delayed. The Santa rally was a little delayed. All right, Bunny, stop it. Get out of here. The other thing is, Nick is no longer a top buyer. Pudgies are back at 7.4.
Oh my
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, he's right back in range. That's what we're talking about.
I didn't do the trade that I said I was going to do, though, which was immediately sell it after buying it for 1 ETH loss.
Post a tweet and then sell it for a 1 ETH loss.
Nick has uncursed himself. That's absolutely legendary. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of, what are they calling it, Easy? The Winter Alliance rally, or what do they call themselves?
The Alliance rally?
Yeah. No. That he's right. The I forget.
You're sharing it.
I know.
He's right. Like Pudgies, Sappy Seals. They're like
it's the Winter
animals.
Alliance.
The Winter Alliance. So the Winter Alliance is pumping to the moon, led by Pudgy Penguins. We also have Rekt Guy making some big moves as well.
Called out the plague the other day too. They're at 0.6.
Yeah, and if you look at volume, so yesterday we came in at 12,447 in USD volume. Pretty much the highest day out of all of December and January. Lots of good price action. So we'll very bullish out there.
Well, I just wanted to shout out a couple more people because I thought that was an important thing to do.
Okay, you can do that. That's fine. Who do you got?
It's an important thing to do that, Pia.
Okay.
Hopefully who I'm shouting out are subscribers to the Nifty daily email digest, which you can sign up for at thenifty.com. If you're not on there, just sign up because you're going to get free NFTs. Let me just say that. And this week, we're giving out a portal. Excuse me. I need to drink some water. This has been a situation, but
old man.
I got a little cough too, Nick. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Coming off a stomach virus, your boy's got a cough. So it's just
I had
like
a dream about Meebits yesterday, by the way, last night.
Well, I want to hear about that in a sec, but I wanted to shout out some more audience members real quick. But I want to hear about your Meebits dream and whether or not it was sexual. Edalou Paris is Chief Fashion Officer at Eyes of Fashion NFT. Oh, did we met at Art Basel?
Who is it? Is that Emily in Paris?
Well, her account is Edalou Paris.
Gotcha.
Finance to fashion and NFTs, award-winning designer. Or maybe we didn't. I thought we met. Maybe I'm smoking crack. No, we didn't meet. That's different. That's different art. But I met a different fashion designer. Go figure, in Miami. But shout out to her. Great items that you have on your profile there. And then finally, I'll shout out one other, the merchplug.eth.
That's funny. I was also looking at the merch plug. That's very interesting that we were both going to shout out the merch plug.
Wow.
Your guys' synergy is unmatched.
I mean, everything is synergistic over here. Never an expert, always a student. Apparel and accessory production makes me think he should be partnering with Edalou. Has a gutter dog, no promo, no free work, and get your NFT on merch.
We got a little matchmaking service going on here. Nick is connecting people with similar business acumen and helping them synergize in Web3. I love it, Nick.
Yeah, this is NFT Morning Synergy. So that's the name of the show. A lot of people, your boss recommends that you listen to this every day. And also that you sign up for the newsletter at thenifty.com because you'll get maximum synergy from doing that.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Why don't we dive into the weather report? Because we got a lot of juicy stuff to discuss on today's show. King Kicks, I know that you are the weather reporter. You are muted right now, but once you unmute, I think we're ready to cook.
Yeah. I knew it was my day. Got it pulled up. Just moving slow for no particular
reason.
Is
my day.
I think he meant knew it was my day. He was implying that he knew that.
Today is Wednesday, the 4th of January, 2023. We got OpenSea volume cooking, $12.4 million. Blur down to $12.1 million. I guess that wash trading ain't working anymore over there. Leaders, Apes at 82, Mutants at 7. Kennel Dogs broke 10 ETH. Let's go. Even Punk's getting a little action here, 65.4. Azuki, 14. Moonbird, 7.8. Pudgies, 7.4. Nick's in the green now. Doodles, 6.9. Clonex, they didn't hear about a bull run, 5.9. Yucky over the past 24 hours. Savage Nation leading the OpenSea ranks. The collection by Mad Cobra, who has worked with brands like Adidas, Kid Cudi, Nintendo, has been in the works for almost a year and managed to attract whales such as Ding-a-Ling. Collection revealed yesterday, had that typical post-reveal dump, but holding well at 0.22 ETH. Next, we have Potatoes coming in at number 2. The Captain's Mint is today. Potatoes dump post-snapshot. 9gag CEO revealed repeated sometimes that Potatoes are needed to receive the Captains, but we're still seeing a sell-off. It just shows the IQ level just peak all-time highs in the NFT space. Potatoes down from 3.7 to 2.9. Rekt Guy started off the year with a bang. The floor sustained at 1 ETH and has since skyrocketed. Whales continue to accumulate. And yesterday, the collection hit its all-time high, 1.65 ETH, and it had its all-time high sale, 42 ETH. That's what we call a cook in my book. Art side of the market remains hot. We got Squiggles approaching pre-FTX levels at 17 ETH. Geometric Pepes by artist Bats, mentioned yesterday by Micah G, exploded in value because the artist introduced a burn mechanic in Snapshot. Collection hit almost 10 ETH. Wow. If I knew anything about art, I'd be trading this stuff. Bitcoin, 16.8K ETH. A little bit of a run up here, 1253. Solana, huge rebound from the floor at $8 up to 13.5. It is now back as the second best NFT chain of all time. Back to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report. Go ahead, Nick.
We need to, the Kicks alarm clock, as a commenter was saying here. I think that would make a lot of sense here because I think you could absolutely crush that task there, Kicks.
Well, I think he can too, no question. That was a fantastic weather report by Kicks as usual. Almost sounded like it was being played at like 1.5x speed. Anyway, some other updates
I tripped over myself a little bit. Like, you know, when you're like on you're roller skating and you haven't done it in a little while, and you kind of pick up speed a little bit, you start tripping a little bit, but you catch yourself.
It's okay.
Anyways, back to you in the studio.
Absolutely. So some other updates from the Nifty Daily Digest, which is the newsletter that Nick just mentioned. You can subscribe at thenifty.com. Web3 social ranking platform, NFT Inspect. If you are a Solana guy, you definitely know about NFT Inspect. NFT Inspect has long been, I guess, I don't know, the crown jewel of being a cartoon animal picture influencer on Twitter. In a certain corner of Twitter, I would say. A lot of people really valued it. They've announced that they're going to shut down on January 17th. And at this point, they've received buying interest from Soulport Tom from the Solana ecosystem, Moon Overlord, big time crypto influencer, and Wob.eth.
And Elio.
Yeah, Elio trades too.
Oh, Elio interested in NFT Inspect?
I'm interested also.
Yeah,
you
your
know?
offer was $51.
Yeah, which, dude, it was already known that they were on the market and they were trying to sell for $1 million. I had some inside information that they had. Yeah, so I don't know.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there to turn that into an like revenue generating thing. Like,
I mean, kind of, but like simultaneously, like it's an interesting tool. What anyone who's offering to buy is really looking at the metrics, and there's a reason that they haven't been acquired yet. Some will end up buying it, but the problem is they're looking to reimburse their investors. They raised money last year from investors, and then suddenly we're like, we don't want to do this anymore, and so that's the like structure. They're looking to pay them back. So the problem is even if you offer them 50 grand. But they raised, 7 figures, they're not going to be able to pay those people back. So they'd rather just shut it down.
That sounds like a crypto entrepreneur group right there is, yeah, we've been doing this for a little bit, but you know what? It's a little harder than we thought. We're just going to quit.
Wait, they got fundraising?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm giving a lot of inside information, which
the raising round was known.
Okay, so they had raised $1 million. And so now they're trying to
that barely one trip to the World Cup like eats into like 10% of that. So
the second home in the Bahamas will definitely wipe that raise out pretty quickly.
Anyway, moving on from NFT Inspect, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried has pleaded not guilty to all 8 counts of United States criminal charges. We'll see what happens with old SBF. OG punk holder, Crypto Novo. If you've been to, Art Basel, if you've been to in-person NFT events, you might have
came to our event.
Yeah, he came to our event. Really nice guy. Crypto Novo has unfortunately lost more than $1 million worth of assets after he accidentally signed a phishing transaction. He lost 4 or 5 punks.
Lost his punk.
He lost his punk, his signature punk. Absolutely terrible. Hate to see it. Hope you're hanging in there, Crypto Nova. I'm really sorry to hear about that.
I wonder if he has some people who are bidding on it, basically.
They are. Multiple people have gotten back, I believe, an ape and a couple of the punks. Not all of them, but I do believe people are actively re-grabbing those.
Good God. Well, shout out to Crypto Nova. Hope he's hanging in there. The Memes by Punk6529 has announced that the latest artist for the series is Grant Yun. So Punk6529 attracting big names from the art side of the market. Solana news, the Solana airdrop token Bonk burned 500 billion tokens previously allocated to D-Gods in retaliation for leaving the ecosystem. So in a drama-fueled move, they're sticking it to the man on the D-God side, and giving it to Frank a little bit. Last but not least, Logan Paul admitted to unknowingly hiring criminals to develop his Crypto Zoo NFT project.
I love the phrasing of that.
I mean, you gotta laugh. Some of the celebrity stuff in this space is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, Easy. Are you still in? I know you bought into the collection.
No, my trade literally worked out perfectly. I bought it for 0.2. I sold both of them for, I believe it was like 0.7 total.
And
I
took
it off
dumping now.
It's at 0.3. It's actually up because the very end of the video, a very quick snapshot of the Crypto Zoo icon says "Game coming 2023/2024." So it's only been 2 years of nothing. You get called out as a scammer.
No, it's not. It's not pump. Dude, it's at 0.134.
Oh, it's down. So when I looked at it last night, it was at 0.3. So it's literally just perpetually sold off then.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so like basically
Easy
messaged me. He's like, dude, dump these right now. The video came out. So I sprinted downstairs. I come down and the floor is just like cratering from 0.3. Just people that bought 12 minutes ago, just undercutting for like 0.10 losses.
I have the highest sale on it. Like I have the
nice. Sale. You marked the top. Very impressive.
I listed it immediately when I bought it. Was like, I'm just going to go for the clean 2x and forget about it once the video drops. Because as soon as the video drops, you're going to have all these people who've been bag holding for 18 months dump theirs.
His video is hilarious because he's like, CoffeeZilla, if you had done your research, you would have known that my entire team is criminals.
Yeah.
And that's like a hilarious.
If you did your research, you would have seen the developer's been arrested 3 times for fraud and legal obstruction.
Gotcha.
Like, why
and also this guy, like, wasn't he like he was just pumping and dumping like absolute shit coins on his audience?
Yes.
Like, here's the thing. Like, if you're buying, look at the Crypto Zoo like banner on OpenSea. Like,
it doesn't even fit.
Dude, like, you can't fix stupid.
Gotta love it. Well, look, we got Wizard of Soho on stage. I'd love to hear what he thinks of this rally in NFTs. I mean, we're seeing Pump City across several collections. Obviously, Kix pointed out a lot of that in the weather report. Wizard of Soho, you've come on this show before. I seem to remember you saying the market is forward looking. Is that what we're experiencing right now? What do you make of what we're seeing right now in the NFT space? And welcome to the show, of course.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I think, obviously we saw the post-tax selling pump, like what we call the January effect. I think, we saw this exact same thing last year as well. That was also led by Bored Apes at the time. I think this time you're seeing it led by a mix of, obviously Pudgy Penguins, people getting profits, and, moving those profits over to projects they like. But in general, it's more a function of what's going on with Ethereum, right? The way I look at NFTs is I think NFTs is a short volatility position on Ethereum. So every time Ethereum kind of gets range bound, and kind of sits in a tight like $50 to $100 range, you always start seeing NFTs kind of pump from there. So we're kind of seeing like the double whammy, and then you got the Blur farming going on that's getting a lot of bids to a project. So you got Bored Apes thing going on with the trial of Jimmy. You got Pudgy's running, bringing back cute meta and a lot of DeFi money. That's one thing people don't realize is that Pudgy's brings in a lot of DeFi money into the crypto space, into the NFT space, which none of the other projects do, or at least at minimal. And then you have also Ethereum running at a pretty good range, like the 1175 to 1250 range. But yeah, I think the combination of all of that is kind of running NFTs pretty well.
And Wizard of Soho, quick question for you. Speaking of ETH, got a little bit of a pump here overnight. What are you seeing in regards to ETH price action or thinking?
Yeah, I think everything's going to be driven by two major events this week. So today we got the FOMC minutes coming out at 11 a.m. PST, and then the big kahuna is going to be Friday's job number that comes out, which is going to dictate what the Fed's going to do over the in February. So this is going to be the last number they see before the meeting. So I think it's I would say I'm cautiously long over here, but I think for anything to break through like the 1350 number on Ethereum, you would need payrolls to come in lower than expected and unemployment to go up higher. I don't, that's kind of tough right now, especially because wage growth is doing so well. People, unfortunately, too many people have jobs and too many people are being hired. There's scarcity of labor.
Yeah,
Stop it,
I think
people.
I think everybody in the world wishes more people were unemployed and homeless. Quick question, Wiz. What do you think? There's a full moon Friday.
Yeah, so Mercury is in retrograde too, right? It's the last time, the third time in now a year, which is Mercury in retrograde. It means usually a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty. So I think you gotta be cautious into Friday for sure, and not kind of get caught by any bull traps. But I think we're gonna be range in crypto for a while. I don't know about stocks, but I think crypto will definitely going to be in range in the 1150 to 1250 to 1300 range for a while.
I don't know if you heard about it though. I heard that I think it was Venus is in Mercury or something, and it's no, Venus is in Aquarius, so you got to watch out for that. Venus in Aquarius now dating, so we have some breaking news there.
I mean, the relationship updates are, crucial. We got Gene Parmesan on stage with his hand raised. Don't have him on that often, but he's always interesting. Gene, what's going on?
Hey, yeah, I'm just going to keep it very, very, very serious. Thanks for having me on. I think for the past couple weeks, I keep hearing, on the spaces, people being like, oh, are we back in a bull? And I'll go and check, OpenSea. I'm like, wait, what are people, I guess outside of pudgy penguins, where's the bull? I just remember, maybe I'm just, NFT brained, but people wouldn't get out of bed for less than a 20x, it was like, oh, you got to get a $50,000 of free money. And now everyone's like, oh, it's a bull. I'm looking, it's like, we're up 10%.
Mutants are at 17.6. Bored apes are at 82.
Dogs are up from 3 to 10. We're going to flip mutants.
Nifty portals over 0.2. Getting insane action. A lot of people are talking about it. So
you also got Den Decadent, which was a 0.005 mint to 1.53. Mutant Hound Collars was 0.25, all the way up to 1.6. Now back to 1.25. Even Chubbyverse friends from 0.15 to 0.3. There's volume everywhere.
But
yeah,
I mean,
Camp-High pandas are up from 0.2 to over 1 ETH in 6 weeks.
All right. So
Bunny's ape is down from 500,000 to only 100,000.
Okay.
My bad.
But yeah, Gene, it really depends on your time horizon, what you're looking at, right? Because if you go back to the beginning of October, we're at the same prices that we were at the beginning of October. So it's not like we're in a August, July bull market by any stretch of the imagination, right? Volume, we're happy that volume is at $12 million a day, which it was on average in October. It's just relatively really good because in early November, we were at $5 million a day. So we've 2x volume off of the lows. But if you look back 3 months from now, the prices are relatively the same. And even for some projects, they're down, like CloneX is down and stuff like that. So it's not a bull run across everything and crazy things pumping, left and right, but it's definitely way better than November relatively.
Bonk is another one. We discussed it yesterday, making a lot of people angry. And so we continue to talk about it here as the premier token in all of cryptocurrency.
The future of finance.
It's the future of finance. And the fully diluted market cap is up to 216 million.
So is that a 2x from yesterday?
Yes, and volume's up almost 2x. To 18
Damn.
million a day. I'm a 1 billion, man. 1 billion fully diluted doesn't sound unrealistic.
Yeah, dude, my one oil change worth is now worth 2 oil changes.
Very nice. Very nice. Love to hear it. Well, look, Ladies and gentlemen, if the bonk volume continues, if we get a blur airdrop, if the January run continues, you got to think there might be a spot real quick, Nick. There might be a spot to deploy capital. Click on that little thought bubble in the bottom right part of the screen and let us know what collection you would buy. If you're thinking, I want to deploy capital right now, what would you buy that you think has a chance to be a good trade? What will go up between now and the end of January? Click on that little thought bubble in the bottom right. We'll shout out some of the responses and shout the people out by name. But Nick, go ahead.
There's two things. One, I'm wondering how Kix has to, how often he has to change his oil. Like, is that like the car I was driving in high school that you had to like change it like you were basically always driving around with like a container of oil with you just in case like you needed to pour
like burning off because it's got like 200,000 miles. No, the newer cars, they just pop up and they're like, you need an oil change, dude. Get over it, Jiffy Lube. So, and then the other question I was going to ask is, what were you thinking about Meebits when you had your wet dream last night? I don't even remember, but I literally remember in my dream checking the Meebits price, and it was at 3.8. And what is it right now? Did you wake up to it being 3.8? It's like 3.9 or something.
Wow.
It just means I'm looking at floor prices too much. What did the price go to in your dream? Did it increase? I just remember being like, wow, it was at 2.4 in my dream. Yeah. So it went from 2.4 to 3.8. Yeah, I think that happened in real life. My dream was just like repeating it. And it was I may have been a Meebit in my dream, being like, wow, we're worth more. Wow, it's up to almost 4 ETH right now, 3.975.
Do you have yours still, Nick?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm still down horribly on these Meebits. So I bought it almost. We're basically up to holding it for 2 years that I've owned Meebits, and I'm down what $5,000 on that trade. So, but I figured you got to have one Meebit in your portfolio. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
it's definitely good for at least one more pump here as they roll out Meebits related. Maybe the MD VM. What's the name of the thing from Yuga?
MD versus MM.
Yeah, so maybe that's the Meebit Mutiny, which is coming, and they're like maybe they're giving Meebits they're making Meebits medieval. The medieval Meebits is what's coming. So, or the Mecha Meebits is maybe what's coming down. And so this deserves to be 10 ETH. I'm going to be honest with the dogs at the price that they're at. Well, a couple of things. One, staking is now looking like you were a genius if you had staked, because the prices of Ape has basically almost fully recovered from when staking started. I'm kicking myself right now a little bit.
Well, you should top buy in for everybody.
The APR is now down to 112% though, so it's not looking as tasty. I saw a dashboard for that.
More people are staking as the price is going up.
Yeah. So at some point, this may not be worth it, or it is. I mean, maybe you just view it as free Ape, and you see what happens there. So I'm also just interested to see what happens. With
and I mean they're doing the mint. They're doing the mint upcoming mint. They said it's going to be like optional that you can like enhance whatever you're buying with Ape. So if like 300, if it costs 300 Ape, let's say, to enhance it, and 10,000 people choose that out of the 30,000, like what's that, 3 million? I'm no mathematician. 3 million Ape.
I don't know. I didn't do the math.
You weren't paying attention? Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention myself. Let's move on. I was also thinking that you can actually just sell Meebits, dude. You can't, like, imagine a Meebit walking around in other side, dude. Like, even the dogs are gonna look at it. Like everyone all like 3D and shit. You're like, oh, I'm a Meebit. Imagine a Meebit like trying to run and like keep up with like a bunch of bored apes running. Like they're all running, the Meebit's like
they're like they're like, look, I'm a stick figure
for this quest. You need your healer. I can't flash heal you from here. I'm 30 yards out. I'm out of range.
They're very unathletic compared to the athletic Bored Apes. You could see a Bored Ape really,
imagine, Pio, imagine, Bored Ape, exactly. A Bored Ape, a shimmy shake, right?
It's
Imagine
break away from
will just fall over. It'd be like,
Here's a me bit. This is a me bit. The Bored Ape's just like shaking bacon, like good movement.
Everybody, I remember when Meebits came out, we're like, yeah, but Meebits are metaverse ready. Like literally, that was like a legit argument that like all the CryptoPunks people had.
We're like, port this right into Mario 96, dude.
Yeah, wait till Larva Labs comes out with the metaverse was what they were saying at that point, and then Larva Labs did literally nothing. He literally did nothing.
Running a slant route. Like that guy better be on the O line. Like Meebits are O line. They got no athleticism.
I'm very curious if the Meebits will be functional in the new Brazzers metaverse that's launching. They announced it last night.
What?
Oh boy, here we go. That is gonna be a high volume transaction metaverse. I gotta think. I'm gonna say that there's going to be consistent liquidity. That might be a recession-proof metaverse. We'll have to see what happens there. I want to shout out some of the audience members.
Consistent liquidity just sounds gross, dude. I can't believe it.
Hey man, when you need liquidity, you know where to
Double
go.
entendre.
Brazzers metaverse. So Namson said if he had capital right now, he'd put his money in a little pudgies. I'm wondering if that's the right thing to do. Esquire.eat, shout out to Esquire, really good guy, works in the sports world. We got a lot of sports people listening to the show now. Love to see it. Esquire said he would be buying Bonk. Okay, so I think there's a lot of Bonk fans in the crowd. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Senna.eth said he'd be buying all the Nifty portals. Well, I like where your head's at there. Yeah, Crypto Fort Knox CEO said bonk, bonk, bonk. So there you go. Ellie.jpeg said all Grant Yun art will keep going up, especially given the memeland news. I don't think that you're wrong. But yeah, and Coin Up BTC said that he's looking forward to the Loud Punks NFT. That was one of our former sponsors from Rolling Loud, and I got to think that one actually that one could do pretty well too. So thank you everybody. Keep posting what you think could be a good move to make between now and the end of January, given our little mini bull here, our bear market rally. Micah G's on stage. He has his hand raised. Micah G, what's going on?
Well, I actually saw this in one of your comments when you guys were talking about projects, but I also noticed it. Mechaverse is up to 0.65, which to me is incredibly bearish. Like, what the fuck are we doing as a space?
We're gonna go to 1 ETH.
Mechaverse. Yeah, so that
well,
to me,
hold on.
Is a little scary.
Mechaverse though did release like an actual Mechaverse. But like they did release something,
and they just dropped an announcement last night playing into more of what they're doing with the actual game. So like I genuinely think it goes to 1 ETH.
They're one of the few ones that have released anything, and I think what's interesting is the market's actually valuing the release of something. I think maybe there's the reality is if your NFT is worth more than, call it 3 ETH, and something is released, in general, it's not a bullish thing. If it's less than 1 ETH and they release something,
you can make a case.
Maybe that's a bullish thing. Like maybe that's
On that same train, though, one that I was looking at is Rumble Kong League. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like,
dude, I love those when they first dropped.
I was looking at it yesterday. I was like, oh, whatever happened to them? And like, they have screenshots. Like, they're obviously like close to putting something together. So that
mean, they have screenshots. Is that what you said?
They have like live video of like the motion capture animation or whatever for their game. So I don't know if that goes anywhere, but like in an environment where Mechaverse is pumping, like looking at those projects doesn't seem like the worst idea.
Oh, these look so bad.
But you have to have. You have to have 3 of them, basically. I thought these looked sick when they came out.
Yeah, because the floor price was like 3.5 ETH. They looked gorgeous.
It's so much easier to make cases for stuff when it's expensive as hell. Like right now, there are some examples in the space, I won't name them, where the high floor price is like, people are like, oh, it's a no-brainer, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, we've been down this road before. When the floor price is high, all the speculation is like,
this better when the floor price pumps.
Yeah, and every household is going to know about XYZ collection when the floor price is high,
Their merch, like Steph Curry was pictured like rocking it as well, the RKL like beanie or something like that. And I don't know. I think there's this team has been developing the game for a while, and I feel like what they're building is a sort of like, I don't know. Are they making NBA Jam with 3 players? Like what's I don't know what the gameplay is like.
Yeah, it's
but
supposed to be a simulated 3v3 basketball game.
Did they raise venture funding? Like, if they didn't, then
I want to say yes.
okay. Well, then they have a
believe they
shot. They have a shot then. You know, who knows? I mean, it's really hard to tell. We got some more audience responses. Atomic Neb said Zen Chest. That's, of course, Zenica's ERC 721 that you'll apparently burn for the profile picture collection to 1 ETH and Portal to 0.4. Atomic Neb, that is incorrect. Flip those numbers. Zen Chest to 0.4. Portal to 1 ETH. No, I'm just kidding. No shade to Zeneca and the gang over there. That
was a good buy. Those are up to 0.65. You could have bought them at like 0.4 and made a nice 50% gainer there.
Yeah, I personally own Zen Chess, or the ERC 1155 version, and we also own them in our company wallet. So yeah, shout out to Zeneca. Really good squad over there. But yeah, I mean, look. Easy. How are you playing this market? Are you just in and out, just trying to pay? Yeah,
gas is so low that you can actually like make pretty frequent trades, and when you trade with size into volume, you can actually get some decent returns. I mean, I've probably made a couple ETH over just like random degen mints that are sub 5K supply that you can get in and out. Like this Wizards project launched last night that's a 2K supply and pump from 0.005 to 0.2. You buy 10 of those. It's a nice little flip. So it is definitely more active in volume. A lot of it happens at night though. So like trading volume is definitely more active from like 7 p.m. to like midnight.
What happened with Rekt Guy?
It flew last night. There was a sweep, I believe, for 85 ETH that pumped it from like 1.1 to well over 1.5. And now
it's happening.
What do you mean it's happening?
The inevitable Rekt Guy to 100 ETH.
To 100 ETH?
Yeah, sustainable.
Who the hell knows, dude? Like, these guys are good guys. OSF and Mando, these guys are good guys. Who the hell knows how high these things go, how low these things go? Shit is difficult to predict.
Yes, definitely not easy. But I mean, like, dude, there's so many options in this market. Like today, I'm like actively looking at Cubs, that project that was like an auction mint, because it's associated to memeland, and I think we're gonna get a ton of like volume, like a power vacuum into the captain's mint today. If captains open up anywhere from like 5 to 10, you're going to see basically selling across the board like we usually do. And then it kind of like flips back into those projects once the captain's mint slows down. And that Cubs project now at 1.08 actually looks pretty good. It was 0.68. I bought one at 0.7, listed it for just sub 1 ETH. It got swept. Now I want to buy back in because there's a tie to memeland. And if captains open up high enough, they have similar mechanics for, I want to say it's like crypto pets or something. I don't even know what these names are. But basically the same kind of mechanic.
It's yoga pets.
Yoga pets, thank you. Basically the same type of mechanics that if captains opens up fairly high, I think these go on a potatoes-like move towards like 2.5, 3 ETH.
Gentlemen, look at this. Look what we're looking at with this JPEG. I feel like we've been here before, like a pixelated animated thing here, pre-reveal.
What is this?
This is
Cubs.
Cubs.
Or a cub. In
a
Cubs.
Bottle. In the jungle, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Cubs sit
in the jungle.
Oh, we're getting a little performance from
mighty jungle.
The Cubs sleep in
wow, getting a little live performance there of the description of the Cubs collection. Love to see it.
Do you not know that song, Pio?
I do. I'm aware of the song.
Have you never seen Lion King, bro?
I'm familiar.
That's not Lion King.
Oh, what is it?
It is.
What do you think it is, Nick? Hold on, everyone stop. What do you think it is,
No
Nick?
spoilers.
They don't sing that in the Lion King.
What is it then? What is it? Quick.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find.
He literally
Nice.
thinks the Jungle Book.
It's the Lion King, amigo. What about these Mutant Hound collars? Have we already seen the top on these things now? I don't even know where they went here. But I mean, those were supposed to be, bought by Yuga Labs. That was the narrative there. I think they went as high as 1.75. Now they're at 1.25. What do we think?
I don't know, but it was originally an African hunting song, and the lyrics were rewritten for the tokens. And then the most popularized one is Pete Seeger and the Weavers.
Nice. Well, there you go. The audience also left in droves as soon as we started singing that. So that was always great. People were really not interested in that part of the show. So I just let Gabriel 222 on stage. Gabriel is representing he's just got an ass load of NFTs in his bio. So Gabriel's, that's not the best bio angle in my opinion. You don't get a monster intro just for having a bunch of random numbers that correspond to your NFTs. But I do like your M1 Grin Mutant. I think it's a badass mutant, probably one of the better ones I've seen recently. What is on your mind, Gabriel? What prompted you to speak? You got to unmute, amigo. You're emojiing. I know you're there. You got to find that unmute button. All right, Gabriel, we're going to come back to you. We're going to circle back. That M1 grin just can't stop grinning. I see a Clemente emojiing, though. Clemente, what do you make of our little January rally here? Are you buying NFTs right now? What's going on?
Yeah, it's obviously exciting. The only thing is, like, I just think we're capped due to the tide of the macroeconomic conditions. So I
can't.
It's definitely fun. The only thing I was curious about, what you guys thought, especially Nick, due to his how much of a fan he is of Doodles, was like the new duplicator kind of features and plans, and I think we're getting a little bit more details of what's coming there as the product is slowly being finalized. I was curious what you guys thought there, and if that has any chance of kind of being a potentially good play here, as it's been kind of slowly downtrending over the last like few months. But like right now it's at 70, so it's kind of holding over the last month or so. But curious what you guys think, if there's any upside there, or if duplicators or the Genesis box might be a little better play, since it would fit in with that lower to mid cap project.
I think it depends on your timeline, because I think duplicators come out first, Genesis boxes come out after. So it depends on your time horizon.
Genesis boxes, sitting at 0.29, duplicators sitting at 1.14. Are duplicators up?
Yeah, I bought them at 0.22. So
wow, big win. Nick, you were going to say something?
There is, dude. I made like 0.3. Did wait for my ebook to come out later this month.
Nick,
I mean, we know they're a rug. They're a rug right up there with Creeps and Invisible Friends. You know, these are just three of the biggest rugs of the NFT space. So I just think, in all seriousness, I have no idea. I'm actually surprised that Doodles, the floor has held so strong. The PFP space is quite a fascinating one in that, like, there's a lot of community holders that will basically, like, they manifest the value out of the project itself without anything from the team. I mean, we saw the announcement from Doodles, but Clemente, the way you were saying it is like there was some updated information, but I went to their Twitter account and there isn't. So is there something that you were hearing like in in like recent days?
You got to check Poopy's tweet, I believe. Yeah, Poopy's been tweeting all about it.
Oh, okay. Doodles. So they just couldn't get it on the official Doodles account. Like, what the hell?
People were asking for them to retweet it. Yeah. Well, the thing that I'm looking at is like the one downside and kind of my bear case for the duplicators and the Genesis box is like it just seems pretty complicated. Like the whole piece of like, hey, these are going to be tradable NFTs. You can multiply it. A doodle can only be duplicated once. So people are having a lot of questions about it. So my bear case is like, hey, this is way too complicated for people to give enough attention to it for them to then try to buy it. So I'm probably more on the bearish side.
Well, I'm now like looking at this information. How hilarious is this? That they can't tweet from the Doodles account? I mean, they're just like putting a middle finger to everybody because they're just like, I'm not willing to acknowledge, like, we're no matter what anybody says, we just will not tweet this information from the company account. I just don't understand it. It's like that. If there's bearish, I'm now reading it and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'm actually curious to see what's being discussed here, like in terms of like product, and now I want to look at it. But like the fact that it didn't come from the official Doodles account is hilarious to me. I just think that's the most like ridiculous act to make. I don't know. Maybe I'm like more extreme in my perspective of these things. Maybe
I think you are. I think you are, Nick. I think they're just gamifying their announcements. They're the king of like announcing an announcement for a while. Now they're switching it up to just like scattering the announcements across different employee accounts.
Okay. Thanks for that insight, Bunny. Thank you.
Some of the top gamification that we've seen ever in the NFT space. You don't know where the announcement is going to come from, so follow everybody.
That's gotta love it. That's hilarious. We're gonna do the same thing. Did we not
publish about this announcement? I feel like we may have missed this. We'll publish it in tomorrow's story because we weren't able to uncover the fact that it was published on Poopy's account. But in Doodles 2, you can change a Doodle's eyes, hair, shape, and more without paying transaction fees. So that means your own Doodle you can modify. Wearables are tradable NFTs. And you can get some of the rarest wearables in Doodles 2. If you don't own a Doodle, that's all right. There will be a market for duping. I don't know. I don't fully grasp. Yeah, so basically, someone asked, if I buy a duplicator, that does not mean I will get a Doodles 2, right? It means I will get different traits I can use to customize my own OG Doodle. The duplicator is a utility NFT. You can use it on a Doodle to get into Doodles 2 with the wearables and stuff. I don't know what that means. So like I partner with a Doodle and then I'm able to print a Doodles 2. Is that
good luck partnering with a Doodle, Nick. We'll see how many Doodles are looking.
Here's
to
the reality:
printing to work with you.
Pio, there's unhappy doodlers out there. I'm just telling you straight up. I already know a couple.
An unhappy doodler.
I think he was. I don't know what his deal is. He was even debating. I don't want to speak for his own trade, so I won't even say. But the bottom line is, he was considering making some trades with Doodles. The bottom line is, there's plenty of people that are saying, where are the tweets? And so here's the tweet. Poopy's got it. So follow Poopy if you want an update there. POOPIE.
I just think if you're trying to doodle, then you should be hanging out in the Brazzers metaverse.
Okay. All right. Very nice, Mike G. Thank you for that. We haven't heard from Signal today. Signal, I know she's been watching the market. Signal, what do you make of where we're at right now with this little rally? Are you buying into anything? I know you'd mentioned one collection off camera to us yesterday. I don't know if you want to spill the beans on that, but yes, what's going on?
I'm trying to remember which collection I mentioned. Oh, Paint.
Paint
yeah,
was the one that you mentioned.
Paint yesterday. Yeah. The market is super interesting right now. Honestly, I haven't felt like it's been this level of fun for everyone probably since I don't know, like September or so. And there are a lot of plays out there. And a lot of the projects, their Q1 milestones are dropping. So I think now is the time just to, kind of what Clemente is doing with duplicators, look for projects which are undervalued. So an example would be, but it's already run, an example would be, you're seeing Rekt Guy pump to like 1.6. That community clearly has more legs, whether that is this month or later in the year, but I do think that is going to run. And if that's going to run, then the other assets are going to run. So you look at Degen's Pass, you look at the sort of the minor assets in their ecosystem, because that will follow the sort of trickle down effect of the master asset doing well. So right now it's super fun. I would say it's, you're seeing these 10K collections sell out. You're seeing prices breaking 1 ETH, sustaining above 1 ETH. You're seeing 3-4Xs out the gate. Like, this is the time to Degen, because the market won't stay this hot for the rest of the year. We're going to have our ups, we're going to have our downs. But yeah, this is like, don't think of this as a bull run. Like, I don't think that's the term to give this current like state that we're in. But there's volume, there's liquidity, and yeah, I'm jumping in right now. It's good times.
Did you buy a paint?
I bought paint ages ago. I bought paint like when I announced it on the show, for like that's probably like 3-4 months ago. And you know, Ferocious as as an individual and what they've accomplished, the only downside to paint that I see is if they don't, if the team decide not to give utility to paint as the market is pricing in right now. That's how I see paint could go back down. But if they give utility in the way that the market is anticipating, then I see more upside to Ferocious PFP.
Well, I assume, yeah, I'm gonna get the PFP. At least that's why I bought into it. I have,
but you might not get it with just one piece of paint. Eh? I don't know how many paint you hold, but no one knows how much paint you need in order to get the PFP. So you could have upside in terms of one individual paint moving, but you might not get the PFP. So we don't know what the burn mechanics are. That's the other thing.
Okay, well that's some bullshit.
No, it's not, Nick. So look, so check it out. I just want to show you. This is why it's not. Look at the quantity, right? Or excuse me, you
There's
can
7,300.
Right, but there's also like multiple paints or whatever, so it's like, you know, paint quantity, right?
I figured that would be like rarer PFPs.
No, so like you're like, that's bullshit. You don't want the PFP. Nobody cares about any PFP. You want the price to go up. That's what you want. You don't want to feel like you bought the paint and the price is going to go down. You want the price to go up.
I don't want you to speak for me, Pio, because I actually want the PFP. That I want a ferocious PFP. That's what
you're
I
in like
want.
the 0.1%. Everybody else wants.
I don't
the
think
number
it's
to go
0.1%. I think people that are
I'm
collecting.
I'm exaggerating, but the bottom line is like, as long as number goes up, everybody's happy. And so if you require multiple paint to be able to get the PFP and people want the PFP, like you said, then the number is going to go up. Everybody's happy.
No, I will be unhappy. And here's specifically why, because I want the PFP. I have no clarity on how to get the PFP. And now there's a scenario where I end up having to spend multiple ETH in order to get the PFP, despite the fact that I bought the paint. So I just don't, that to me, like, does not seem like a buyer-friendly experience where I have a lack of clarity.
Yeah, but Nick, sorry, but that's the whole point, right? So sorry, this sounds like your punk privilege coming in right now. So calm down, okay?
It's not punk privilege.
No, but listen, right? Listen. The captain's mint, people didn't know initially how many potatoes were going to be needed to do the mint, right? So there was speculation and price increase and price decrease as people were like, oh, how many potatoes do we need? Now we know we need 3 potatoes. So you've seen this super fast accumulation going up to like over 3. So people have their potatoes, right? That is the whole point of this game right now. We don't know how value will be accrued to the paint, and it's for the team to give us that information. Once we have that information, well, you're actually like, once the information is out, it's already been priced in, and you're not going to be buying, like, you've already bought too late. If you want the paint, you have to take the risk for the reward later by buying in at a lower price. If you don't want to take that risk, then you buy later, but then reward is less. Like, this is just the speculative part of paint that is the downside, but also the upside.
I'm not a fan of that game. Like, I mean, I get the dynamic, but here's the deal. For example, with like mutant serums, every single serum can be converted into a mutant. That's just the way that system works. There happens to be M1, M2, M3, which gave you a more quote rare mutant, but I still don't understand. Like, I definitively would love to get one of the PFPs. That paint looks dope. Like, there's definitely plenty of paint that, like, I'd like to get the PFP. That's the bottom line. And the attention to detail with even these items is pretty legit. Like, I just like how these paint drops look. Like, it's clear that they're putting, you know, attention and detail into the work. But like, yeah, and obviously I'd love for price to go up, but the worst case scenario in my mind is like, don't care if I make an ETH on this. Like, it's nice, but the reality is, I'd far more prefer that I actually get a PFP. That would be like the dream, because I'm sure it'll be pretty cool, and then I get to own a Ferocious item, which I don't own right now, and that to me is what is the biggest promise of this, is that it gets more people into the ecosystem. But to your point, I can also understand the gambling nature of it, because if you have to burn multiple in order to get a PFP, part of that makes sense in the sense that it's non-dilutive to pre-existing Ferocious collectors who would be concerned about a sudden increase in supply of Ferocious art. But regardless, I own one. I had sold for a loss and then bought back in just to take some tax loss harvesting, and I'm bullish on it as a whole. But I would hope that I'm able to get a PFP. But who knows? Maybe those PFPs cost like 5 ETH. And I'm completely shit out of luck.
I just got some interesting news come in. So apparently, one paint equals one PFP, and a combination of 2 paints gets you 1 PFP, and 2 single paints gets you 2 PFP. So you might just be okay. You might just be okay.
Hey,
so,
Pio, how you feel about that?
I feel fantastic.
You're
I think
just throwing shade for
I'm throwing shade at you for acting like you care about anything besides number go up, which is just not true.
I've bought art. How much art NFTs have you been buying over in recent months?
I bought a ton of art PFPs in my history, more than you.
Not PFPs. I'm just talking about
art NFTs more than you.
Yeah, used to trade on Nifty Gateway, run by the famous founders, the Winklevoss twins, who now own it. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Anyway, Clemente, you have your hand raised. I think that Ferocious paint is a slam dunk. I own some, obviously. We're just looking at it right now on the YouTube screen, and the attention to detail, like Nick said, is incredible. But anyway, Clemente, what's going on?
Yeah, I wanted to quickly follow up on what we were talking about before, as far as like deliverables or big catalysts coming in. And someone named Hydra yesterday dropped a list of things that they're looking at, or just potential catalysts coming down the line. Because like, I'm personally not buying into these pumps right now. It's just encouraging for me to see, hey, like, people are valuing deliverables, people are valuing kind of, there's a little bit of a rush to quality, which is encouraging. But it's too pricey for me right now to buy in now at these premiums. So I'm looking at like, hey, the Azuki anniversary is coming next Thursday, the 1-year anniversary, and beans have been running. They're up like 50% or something over the last 30 days. They're almost at like 1.6 on OpenSea. You have the Doodle Box reveal, like we were talking about, coming in February. You have the Digi Daigaku Super Bowl mint coming in a little more than a month. For that commercial. You have a Moonbird Mythics coming still in Q1. You have the Ether Mint. So I'm more so looking at those and then going, okay, like Signal was saying, what has then the highest upside to go up as a result of some of these big catalysts? So I was maybe curious to see if what Signal had to add on to, if anything, to some of those dates coming up for 2023.
Sorry, Clemente, sorry, which projects? You said Mythics, and which other ones?
Yeah, so we have Azuki, the 1-year anniversary, coming January 12th. You have the Doodle Box reveal in February. You have the Digi Daigaku Super Bowl mint. And then you have the Moonbird Mythics, some news coming out at some point in Q1 2023. So I'm curious if you're looking at any of those, or if you're kind of trying to buy in anticipation of potential catalysts coming down the line.
Okay, I haven't made any plays yet, but I like Beans as a play. I think Azuki, they've just been too quiet since they did the skateboard drop, the PPT token. I like the community there. I think Beans will see a leg up. You've been seeing whales acute. If you actually look at the buys coming in and who is buying there, it makes Beans look very interesting. On Proof, we've got some key inflection points on the roadmap, Q1, Q2. You saw Kevin Rose saying like he wants to destroy the FUD. So this will be the year whether he can prove whether he can or he can't. Running into that, there will be speculation, of course. So I think that's a good ecosystem to look at. And last one was and Doodles. Look, Doodles community, given everything that they've been through, you can see in the price action that there is a strong community there. They are holding the floor and they're just waiting for those boxes to reveal and for more to come. Going back to what Kick says, is like, what is your timeline? How long do you want to wait for? And yeah, like it's just a time play, that one. The other plays, I like them because you know that they're going to happen Q1, Q2. Well, Doodles, I don't know if that leaks into Q4 2023. So I'm not bullish on the timeline there, but the execution is probably going to be very good because it has been for Doodles so far.
Love to hear it, Sig. I think the beans thing is interesting. Azuki's just got legs, and all the people that sold because they didn't like Zagabond are long gone. And now the sort of the kind of sentiment towards Zagabond is that he has a deep understanding of the NFT space. So I definitely think that that's interesting. Also, a commenter, Unreal, said Clemente and Pio sound so alike. I couldn't disagree more. Clemente, do you have comment on that?
I don't know if that's a
they don't sound alike at all.
Hate at you, Pio.
No, I'm just kidding. I told them I don't sound like nobody. But anyway, no, shout out. Love having Clemente on the show. Clemente is hilarious. Nick, it looks like you wanted to, you're focused on something. I'm curious what is Nick thinking about right now?
People were talking about Nick would never switch his PFP to this. I want to be clear. I trade PFPs. I don't switch PFPs. Like there's a distinction between those things. You can't just keep changing your profile picture. It just doesn't work. So I have my Punk PFP. When we launch our PFP, there's a good chance that I'll switch to that.
A good chance. Not committed yet. Not all in.
Not even guaranteed.
Wow.
I'm be honest.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 100% committed to changing to our profile picture. Thank you.
We're gonna make a Punk version of my PFP, of our PFP, and that's what's gonna get me to switch over.
Real quick, Unreal, the gentleman that made the comment, said that he stands by his word that me and Clemente sound alike. Then he followed it up with Clem sounds better, though. F you, Unreal. Get out of here. Go ahead, Nick.
I don't have anything to add.
Nothing to add. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. We appreciate everybody tuning in. What a good time it was today. Shout out to everybody that joined the show today. Bunny, Signal, Micah G. Clemente, Gene Parmesan, and of course, Wizard of Soho, sharing his macro outlook and what he thinks about the NFT space. We do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. each and every week. That's Eastern time, by the way. And we want you to stick around. What we really want you to do, the number one thing we want you to do right now is to actually sign up for our newsletter. You can sign up at thenifty.com. So go to thenifty.com and sign up for the newsletter. We're giving away free NFTs. You're going to see it. I guarantee if you don't sign up today, you're going to sign up once.
Well, we're giving away a portal.
We're giving away a portal this week. But anyway, you're going to sign up. So why not just sign up today? Nick, any closing thoughts on people signing up for the newsletter?
No.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you next time.